It is 9 o'clock, and I'm going to call the November 5th meeting to order. Chesterfield County Council. Bishop McClendon can't be with us this morning. His wife had some surgery, and he needs to be with her, and we certainly understand that. And so Mr. Smallwood has agreed to say the prayer.
Let us pray. Father, we love you, we praise you, we thank you for this chance to come together this morning. We thank you for bringing each and every one of us here safely. We ask that you guide our thoughts, our words, and our actions today as we represent the people of Chesterfield County. Remember, it's about the majority and not ourselves, Lord, and we ask that you guide each and every one of us through the rest of our day. In precious blood of your Son, Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Kirkley, second by Mr. Curtis. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have 2 minutes that we need to approve. One is the October 1st regular council meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Brand. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Burns. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, for our second set of minutes, the October 25th special called meeting, is there a motion to approve these?
So moved.
It's a motion by Ms. Burns, second by Mr. Smallwood. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. The bonds are being passed around for signing. We have one appointment this morning, Ms. Karen Short.
Good morning, Council, Madam Chair. Thank you again for allowing me a few moments of your time. This will probably be my last appointment before the first of the year, so happy holidays to you all. I'd like to lead off with our coalition impact and update for year 2025. So through the collaborative efforts of the Alpha Center, County Council, healthcare providers, countywide agencies, law enforcement, community leaders, and dedicated advocates such as the Cato Foundation and the Joel Smith Foundation, COAC has achieved significant progress in the mission to address the opioid crisis in our county. Together, these partners have expanded access to treatment services by funding additional clinical and medical staff, increased availability of naloxone through installation of vending and distribution boxes, strengthened overdose response capabilities through the Diversion to Treatment initiative at the Chesterfield County Detention Center, and enhanced training and resources for first responders. In addition, COAC has worked diligently to provide community education and strengthen the overall systems of care across the county. The collective success reflects the strength and the unity of our community partnerships. Alpha has doubled the availability of medication-assisted treatment services, also known as MAT, within the county by launching an in-house and on-demand MAT program that integrates behavioral therapies, peer-guided support services with treatment medications. The program is led by a nurse practitioner and certified medical assistant who oversee the prescribing and monitoring of medications such as buprenorphine, naltrexone, and Vivitrol, as well as clinical staff. Currently, Alpha serves 410 individuals, 72 of whom are active MAT clients diagnosed with opioid or heroin dependence. The addition of a clinical counselor funded through abatement resources has further expanded treatment access. This counselor currently manages a caseload of 67 clients, including 41 diagnosed with opioid use disorder or substance use disorder. Among those 41 clients, there are 3 are pregnant women actively engaged in treatment. Overall, 75% have maintained engagement for more than 90 days, indicating a strong rate of retention and program success. COAC continues to maintain a strong partnership with the Department of Public Health's COPE paramedics and the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office Narcotics Division. Through this collaboration, the Diversion to Treatment program has successfully provided alternative pathways to recovery for individuals experiencing overdose or substance-related crises. Through this initiative, our diversion coordinator has directly responded to 22 suspected overdoses and administered 8 Narcan resuscitations. As a direct result of these efforts, 12 individuals have been diverted to detoxification programs and are now receiving ongoing treatment services. Additionally, law enforcement's drug take-back efforts have resulted in the seizure of 55.5 pounds of narcotics, which are safely transferred to the DEA for disposal, reducing the potential for misuse and environmental harm. In the area of harm reduction and public awareness, COAC has implemented a comprehensive campaign utilizing broadcasts, podcasts, mobile billboards, social media, and printed materials to promote education, prevention, and recovery support. Through this partnership with the Chesterfield County Detention Center, the coalition continues to distribute harm reduction materials and information to individuals at risk. To date, 292 boxes of naloxone, 174 fentanyl-xylazine detective chem test kits, and 147 hygiene kits have been disseminated. Freestanding magazine-style Narcan distribution boxes have been ordered and will be installed strategically at selected fire departments for public access. COAC continues to host quarterly meetings and trainings to educate stakeholders on emerging drug trends, overdose response, recovery support, and harm reduction techniques. The Community Action Plan, the CAP, a steering committee has reviewed countywide data, identified gaps in service delivery, and developed a comprehensive community action plan and continues to guide that progress. The CAP serves as a living document that will be reviewed and updated and annually submitted to the state for review. In partnership with the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Department, COAC recently hosted a countywide training entitled An Update on Emerging Drug Trends in 2025. This was facilitated by Dr. Demi Garvin. She's the director of the Forensic Services for Forensic Science Network. The training provided crucial insight into new and emerging substances of concern, including medetomidine and 7-hydroxymetragenine, which is also known as kratom, equipping first responders with updated knowledge to enhance their preparedness and response. According to recent data from the Department of Public Health, since January 1, there have been 88 suspected overdoses and 35 naloxone deployments across Chesterfield County. Reports from the coroner's office indicate 12 confirmed overdose deaths this year, with cases distributed throughout the county rather than in one concentrated geographical location. Primary substances involved in these fatalities continue to be fentanyl, methamphetamines, and cocaine, with 3 additional deaths that remain pending toxicology reports. Chesterfield County is on trend to see a reduction in fentanyl-related overdoses, but though the rate of polysubstance use deaths still remains stable. Sheriff's Department Narcotics Division reports that fentanyl, methamphetamine, and crack cocaine remain persistent in the community, and targeted enforcement operations continue to focus on disrupting trafficking and supply chains. COAC is actively revising the 2026 GPS grant proposal as suggested by SCORE staff, with plans to submit the final proposal by tomorrow. In January of 2025, year-end grant reports will be completed, detailing expenditures by approved abatement strategies, outlining implemented interventions, and summarizing both success and barriers encountered. The Chesterfield County Opioid Abatement Coalition remains committed to deploying best practices and evidence-based strategies that prioritize prevention, treatment, recovery, and harm reduction. While the evolving drug landscape continues to pose challenges, the collaborative efforts of our county agencies, healthcare providers, and community partners are making a measurable difference. COAC will continue to work tirelessly to protect, educate, and support the citizens of Chesterfield County in this fight against addiction and overdose. Thank you, Madam Chair and Council, for your time.
Ms. Short, we appreciate all the work that you do for us, for our county. And another example of her partnership with us and leadership of our staff is our coroner's office. We went to visit, a few of us went to visit, and they were saying that we were supposed to be earmarked some money, and then earmarks went away. So we're not able to move forward as quickly with the renovation at the coroner's office as we wanted to. Well, then Ms. Short added a big component of the cooler into a grant recently that we hope to get. So we appreciate everything that you do and staff's acknowledgement that that could be put in there. So thank you all. All right. Moving down. All right, we have public comments. Just wanted to say this before. Every time I leave a meeting, I think about how can we be more efficient? How can we be more informed? And when public comments happen, we have public come to speak to us, but we can't engage back. So we're listening. It's not that we're ignoring you and we don't want to say something back. It's just that that's not in Robert's Rules of Order, and we have to follow order. So what I've asked, or Ms. Boswell actually suggested, she's going to get the sheet, and we have the address and phone numbers of anyone who wants to speak. If you left your phone number, yeah, I think most people did. Anyway, we will also let your council member know, or let you know which district you're in, and that way, although we can't engage and give back any information today, they can get in touch with you. So just wanted you to know that. And while we welcome all public comments, they're limited to 4 minutes per speaker, 20 minutes per subject. Is there anyone who would like to address council?
Good morning. My name is Sherry Porter, and first of all, I want to thank the council for allowing me to speak. I come to speak to you on the trash fee. I know it's been out there for a couple of months, and I spoke to a couple of council members, told them I was coming, but due to illness and doctor's appointments, this was the first time that I had an open date to come. But like I said, I did speak to, when I saw it on, and I do pop myself a little bit for not coming to council meetings to see what's going on in the county, but I will do better. But whenever I saw it on Facebook that we were being assessed $38 per county member for trash pickup, you know, first on my mind, I'm like, okay, that's okay, you know. And then when I realized that we have to take our own trash to the dumpster, I said, I called one county member, and I spoke to one. I ran into that person, and I said, well, what about the people? What kind of, what do y'all have set up for the senior citizens who don't have transportation? What do you have set up for people who are in the municipal area that are already paying for trash pickup? I was told by one county council member that, well, if it's a senior citizen, because I do have a couple of senior citizens in my neighborhood, and they don't have transportation. They do pay, one pays $106 every 3 months for trash pickup. But I was told by that council member that, oh, you know, you and your husband can take that person's trash. First of all, that kind of threw me off because my car is not a trash truck. And even to take my trash to the dumpster, my car is not a trash pickup. Plus, I did speak to some other counties and asked how they were doing that, because Marlboro County is doing it. They do an assessment. In fact, theirs was 15, it has gone to 20, but they do provide trash pickup. I did go to the landfill to take a couple of bags of trash, but I'm saying, why am I doing this when my car is not a trash truck? I did take a couple of trash bags to the trash for some senior citizens in our area, but some of them need that trash taken every day. So two of the seniors said that, you know, don't worry about it, I'll just continue to pay the $100 and something every 3 months. I don't know whether the county council, whether you guys thought about that, but that's something that needs to be thought about. You know, $38, you know, I was told by a county council member with Ms. Porter, that's only 73 cents a week. That's fine and good, you know, and if you know, you continue with that. My thing is, we gotta consider all of our county residents, not just some that can afford transportation. we got to consider everybody. We got seniors in here who are on a fixed income. The $38 with everything else that's going up, that's a lot of money. Even when I just asked this particular person about, well, why are the city residents being charged? And they said, well, you know, it's only $13. I said, but they already paying it, and in January, they're going up again from what I understand. Then we also have rental property. I said, well, you know what? Why do we have to pay it on each property? Well, up your rent. That's what I was told. Up your rent, and that would take care of that fee. But, you know, I just want the county council, when you make these decisions, just don't think about certain people. Think about everybody. We have seniors, we have people that aren't seniors who don't have a car, and they need that trash pickup. Again, thank you, and you will be seeing my face from now on, so I can see what's going on.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else?
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to say I'm loud again. It's not anger, it's just loud. Good morning to the members on the board. My name is Kirby Hughes, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today on behalf of many residents of Chesterfield County. While I don't claim to speak for everyone, I have had conversations with hundreds of people at churches, in the street, and even at my businesses, and an overwhelming majority are opposed to the new solid disposal waste fee added to their 2025 tax bill. In fact, I have 1,236 signatures of residents in Chesterfield County who oppose this tax. Approximately 99% that I've spoken with say they don't even use the waste disposal system services, yet they're still being charged for it. Many of us already pay for private trash collection services that is picked up directly at our home. In fact, an average cost of private residence trash pickup in the United States range from $20 to $50 a month. That cost we're already paying, and we're already seeing that. For me, the nearest county disposal site is 8 miles away, and for others, it's even further. This fee is not only inconvenient, but it's also unnecessary financial burden. To put it in perspective, Chesterfield County has around 148,000 homes. And if you're charging $38 per household, the new fee totals approximately $5 million a year in revenue for the county, a cost that many residents neither ask for nor support. Let me offer you a simple analogy. Imagine your car insurance company added a repair service to your car, like Car Shield, to your policy. If you didn't request it and you don't use it and you don't need it, how would you feel about being charged for it anyway? Okay? That's exactly how many of the residents feel about this new tax. And when it comes to recycling, the numbers are just telling. Nationally, only 43% of household participants recycle in the program. And out of that, just 21% of the recycled materials are actually recovered. So not only are we being charged for a service that we don't use, but even among those who do, the system isn't working efficiently. I have brought a problem to your attention, but the problem without a solution is still a problem. So here's a few solutions. Option one, instead of charging everyone in the county a disposal fee, they could set aside an optional service. Residents who wants to use the county disposal site could opt in to pay for a usage fee. This ensures that only those who benefit from the service are paying for it. Option two, the county could implement a pay-as-you-use system. Residents could purchase disposal vouchers or purchase cards or for a set number of visits. This would be fairer than those who use the service occasionally or not at all. Introduce a fee structure based on proximity of uses. Households within certain radius of a county disposal site could pay a lower fee. Those farther away who already have private services could be exempt or pay less. Or a property tax credit rebate. Offer a rebate or a credit to residents who show proof of private waste services. This would offset the county fees and reward responsibility waste management. I've spoken with one of the members about the
Mr.
trash
Kirby.
services, and they said that, well, the ones that are getting their trash service, it's only about 1%.
Mr. Kirby, we're at 4 minutes. Yeah,
Well, let me close this out.
sure.
Let me close this out. I stand here before you today, not just as an individual, but as a voice for many who feel unheard and unfairly burdened. I know you are not to respond to what I have just got to say, but this is not about a change. But if this doesn't change, this is not a threat. Our voices will be heard at the next election.
Thank you.
So take this in consideration, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. I need you to come to the mic. We need to be able to hear. Okay, if you'll just speak loudly, so that we can hear you.
Anyway, the trash on the side of the road is getting worse. But now we have to pay taxes for it. On Hampshire Road, there's wood piled out. Lighthouse Church Road, there's tires, metal air tank, a mattress. Evans Mill has a pallet and a box with from an electric heater thrown out. Trash from Bojangles and all the fast food places. They get through eating and throw it out the window. Berkeley Road is bad. If we as taxpayers have to pay for the convenience centers where it's free now, there should be a chain gang and pay them out of the money that we as taxpayers fund into. If it's said it's $5 million, that's a lot of money for people to participate in the chain gang. And I guarantee you someone would really participate if you pay them $10 an hour. Anyway, also, there's probably a lot of people don't even know, put it in the paper and tell them that it's free to go to the trash dump. Understandably, there's a lot of people that don't know it's free because of me and the taxpayers, we paying for it. Put it in the papers every week. Also, you could put up 24/7 cameras and open up convenience centers 24/7. With cameras now, you got everything on video. There's no reason to be open Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and all this dump stuff being put on the side of the road that's nobody's gonna pick up. Like I said, a mattress, 2 tires, and a metal air tank that's been there for about 2 months or longer. You call in, there's nobody gonna pick it up. So what am I gonna waste my time going out there picking up trash? I doubt it, and I'm paying the fee every month, paying the fee. That's not right. So like I say, I'm at convenience centers 24/7.
Thank you, Mr. Plyler. Is there anybody else who would like to address council?
Good morning, everybody. I am not going to talk about trash. My name is Andrew Williams. I'm from Ruby, South Carolina. I'd like to start off by taking the time to thank you all for y'all's service. It takes a lot of courage to run for a public office, and that's very commendable. Came up here today because I felt I needed to set the record straight from Council Member Ethan Ford's Facebook rant. It is true, I am one of the many that is responsible for the concerned citizens of Chesterfield County. This group was started and took off not for me, but all from the concerned citizens of Chesterfield County. They were given a voice. This group is not about me, and it never was. This group was created because of my children. I value their future and the world that they should grow up in, like any loving parent. My wife and I moved here in 2021 to call Ruby our home. You can call me an outsider, but my children are just as Chesterfield County as y'all. That is why, as a father, I strive to see this county succeed for their future. But having that vision and making it a reality are two different things. Currently, you have council members that would rather use their political will to have personal vendettas versus focusing on their elected jobs. The courage to forgive and move forward is lacking in this council. The same courage I just spoke about that is needed to run for any political seat is also needed to be able to take and receive criticism. I have the right under the First Amendment to criticize my government, but yet most of you before me today sit up here and act all pompous. This is especially true for Councilmember Ford. I find it ironic he labeled me as a narcissist, but yet he'll stand and stare into his reflection for 10 minutes to look at himself talk. That is the definition of narcissism as Webster's intended. What you will notice with Councilmember Ford, there's a trend with him. He ran for transparency with the council, but yet he has no transparency for himself. You signed up to be a public servant, keyword servant. At the moment, you're only serving your own personal interest by attacking folks who disagree with you. The concerned citizens of Chesterfield County has the whole county's attention. I'll leave everyone with this and put it on public record. Councilmember Ethan Ford, do you know what a real coward is? It's someone, according to your police report, who shoots into an occupied fleeing vehicle with an attempt to shoot a bystander in the back. That's a real coward. That's the definition of a backstabber. A leader gets up and confronts the bully and puts it on public record. My question to everyone listening is, why was this swept under the rug? He should have lost his alcohol license over this. Why do you get special privileges? I know why. It's because you're part of the good old boys club called the Chesterfield County Council. In closing, I will thank all of y'all for your time and the best of luck moving forward. And one last thing, and I'll leave everyone with this. Todd Smallwood, you are my county representative. Why can't you call anybody back? Thanks.
Is there anybody else who would like to address council? All right, we'll move on. We have one public hearing today. Item A, Rules of Parliamentary Procedure Ordinance. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Just so the public knows, when we're having committee meetings, there wasn't a place on the agenda for public to be able to comment. So we just wanted to afford the chair of each committee the opportunity to put that public comment time on the agenda so that people, if you want to come to, whatever, if it's a judicial committee meeting or it's a finance meeting, and you want to speak to something that's on that agenda, you would be able to do that. But rather than public comments like we just had, where it's 4 minutes per person, 20 minutes per subject, it would be 2 minutes per person, 10 minutes per subject. So I just wanted you all to know what we're having the public hearing on. So is there anyone, with that being said, is there any more discussion?
Move to close.
All right. We have to vote, yeah, we have to vote to open it, sorry. So,
move.
thank you. Is there a second to open the public hearing?
A second.
Okay. All right, it's been motioned and seconded. Now, is there any more discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the public hearing is now open. And now, I've told you what it's about. If anybody would like to speak, you may do so now. All right, if there's no one here to address, who would like to address council on it, I'll take a motion to close public hearing.
close.
Thank you.
Second.
Is there a second? All right. All right, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The public hearing is now closed. All right, we have quite a few ordinances and readings this morning. We'll start with that Rules of Parliamentary Procedure Ordinance. Is there a motion to approve the third reading for the Rules of Parliamentary Procedure Ordinance?
So moved.
Okay, there's a motion by Ms. Burns. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Brand. Any more discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, there is a need to extend the emergency ordinance declaring temporary moratorium on issuance of permits for establishment of mobile home parks, RV parks, and subdivisions. I'll call Mr. Uten, if you'll come up and tell us where we are with that.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just a quick update. I'm hoping that we will have something in y'all's hands. January, I think it is, that I've been working with PD cog for a couple of months now, pretty hard. So, that's where we're at. And I think Susie gave y'all a packet, or included in your packet, just some ideas of things that we're talking about. So if any of you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. But I don't know if I can.
And PD COG wants for you all to review this, and any input or anything that you want to, add, contact Derek or I, and then we can contact PD COG. But please, like I said, we've laid that on your desk. If you would please review that and see if there's any input or any changes or any suggestions that you may have.
My understanding from PD COG is they hope to bring something to us in the next month or two as well, so.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know there's some folks here today who are interested in that, so just stay tuned. We'll have more information, and once PD COG comes, they really lay it all out so we can see it.
Right. And we updated the comprehensive plan 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
It was effective January.
Yeah, just
Okay.
this January.
All right.
But we started on it a long time ago.
Anyway, this is going to align with the comprehensive plan. It currently doesn't. So they have to mesh, they have to talk together. And so that's a big reason why we're doing this. We spent a lot of time and money on that comprehensive plan, and we will keep it updated.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add, our zoning hadn't been updated since 1999. So,
Could you say that again, Michelle?
our zoning hadn't been updated since 1999. And then the subdivision, 2003, is that right, Derek?
That's right.
2001, okay. So, and here it is, 2025.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the extension of the emergency ordinance declaring temporary moratorium on the issuance of permits for establishment of mobile home parks, RV parks, and subdivisions?
So moved.
A
Second.
motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. And before we start C, the ordinance establishing curfew hours for juveniles, just wanted to remind everybody, last month was a little confusing because we had to have, there had been a recommendation from the committee that we move forward with an emergency ordinance. So in that instance, you have the ordinance already written. And some folks didn't realize that they had it in their packet, they hadn't read it. And so it was a little confusing because we moved forward with not the emergency, but just with the ordinance by title only. So usually by title only, that means that it's literally that. It's just by title. We don't have it in front of us. Going to work through that. So with second reading, we've read what was submitted to us, and I don't think that the language changed that much. But we're just having the second reading. We will vote on it at third reading, and that's when we have the public hearing. So if there's anybody, if it moves forward and the public wants to come to a public hearing, that would be the time that we would do that. We're not going to be talking about the language of the ordinance today, because that's what we will task the task force and the judicial committee with looking over between now and then. So you're not going to hear any language regarding the ordinance. We're just deciding whether or not we're going to move forward. So with that being said, is there a motion to approve the second reading for an ordinance establishing curfew hours for juveniles? There's a motion by Ms. Burns. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Brand. Any discussion? I will say this. I've spent hours talking with the school district and with Mr. Kennard Redmond, with Solicitor's Office and Sheriff Streeter, and they are all in agreement that they can meet between now and then to make sure that the language and that the rollout time or what that looks like, they can get that done. The school district has a great plan, and they want to start tomorrow, literally, or Friday, literally, just informing the students, well, parents, and then students, and then parents again. And they have multiple platforms that they are planning on doing it. So I feel like everybody genuinely is on board and working together. That's the only discussion I have.
If I can, the second reading that we so Boundary looking at now. I would just make a comment that we not really vote on the second reading until the Sheriff Department and all the other ones that is involved in it make the necessary changes.
Well, so second reading, that happens between second reading and third reading.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great.
One other comment I wanted to make about the emergency ordinance that was initially requested. With the emergency ordinance, if that had been approved, that would have been effective at that time, on that day.
Right.
And would have been valid for 60 days. That was voted down, and so now we're pursuing the regular ordinance, which will have the 3 readings as required by law.
Right.
And the public hearing.
And the public hearing.
Right. Okay. You may.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Would like the public to know that this is going to be talked about in depth, a whole lot in the communities. We want your input. With the task force is trying to schedule some places and times that we can meet with your council member or whoever representative wants to go and discuss this thing. Hopefully, the ordinance will be posted for the public. That's what I'd like to see. I think it will be. And there'll be other opportunities for the public to have some input. Thank you.
All right, with that being said, is there any more discussion?
I just encourage the parents to be here at these meetings because this curfew is it's gonna mean a lot to you and your children. So anytime you can get your parents involved, it will make a tremendous difference how things turn out for this community.
Okay, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, before we start with D, no, this one's fine. All right. D is the inducement resolution providing a fee in lieu of tax agreement between Chesterfield County and Project Maple Leaf. Is there a motion to adopt the inducement resolution providing a fee in lieu?
So move.
All right, there's a motion by Dr. Brand. Is there a second? By Mr. Price. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, now, before we discuss Project Maple Leaf, I also just want the public, it's so good to have so many people here. And I know I'm probably talking more than we usually do, but I just want to make sure that you understand what we're doing up here and what this is all about. But Project Maple Leaf is a project that's an economic development project, and we have to call it by a code name. And that is because with the nature of the project, we can't disclose the name or nature of the project until the agreement is reached. So this is permitted by South Carolina law and what every other county does. But with that being said, is there a motion to approve second reading of Project Maple Leaf fee in lieu?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Motion carries. There are no standing committee reports, no items submitted by council. There's one item submitted by staff. Ms. Stanley.
Okay, a request for proposal was sent out for the GO bond bid, and we received 2 back. And the first one was Carolina Bank at 3.5 interest rate, and then First Citizens was 4.15. So upon the advice from our bond attorneys, staff would like to recommend to council to approve the Carolina Bank interest rate at 3.5.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the bid award?
Can I ask a question about that? Because I had someone ask me about that. So do you want to explain, just so people know what that
Yeah,
is? Because
this
I've
is-
had people ask me because it was in the paper.
do
Yes.
that during discussion.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to, let's just get the motion and let's just get in there, then we can discuss.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the bid award recommended by Ms. Stanley?
So move.
Okay, Dr. Brand, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Price, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Now, will you tell them what this is about?
Yes, we have 2 bonds that we have debt on, and this is the debt is where we made modifications to buildings or, renovated, just like this building right here was renovated. And this one right here is our installment purchase revenue refunding bond. Our limit is $8 million, but this put us over our limit. So that's why instead of just doing a regular GO bond, we were required to do an installment purchase revenue bond.
So that was required, right, Michelle, by,
Yes, sir.
by the agreement that we had?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're actually paying some things off a lot faster.
Yeah,
than-
actually, yeah,
If you want to.
I spoke to several council members, and at budget time, I wanted to propose to them, we have investment accounts, and I went back and added some of the interest, this is like free money, the interest that's earned on these, accounts. So I would like to propose to council at budget time to take that interest that has been accrued on the investment account and pay this bond off. So,
All right.
and that would be paying it off, 5 years early.
Then I need you to tell me. All right, we have no unfinished business, we have no new business. We have one board appointment.
One item.
This is
Yeah.
So, this is for PD Workforce Development Board, and it's Bridget Coates with Workforce Development. She's the one who is saying that the person who is there currently is no longer with NETC, so would like to replace him with Ms. Lauren Odoms, Chief of Staff. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this appointment. All right, there's a motion by Mr. Curtis. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, administrator's report.
I only have one thing. You remember CTC was giving us more money for gravel for our dirt roads. Well, in the agreement, for them to want to fund us more money because it's so expensive now to pave a road, it's over $1 million to pave a dirt road. So in the agreement, they wanted, to give us more gravel, they wanted us to communicate with the towns. And if there was any roads within the town that's dirt roads that needed gravel, they would like to help the towns out too. So at the meeting this past Monday, CTC tasked me with speaking to you all to see if you would get with the mayors and see if there's any dirt roads within the towns that need to be gravelled, that, to help those road qualities too. So so I ask if you, just get with the mayors and speak with them, if, see if there's any roads that they have any concerns, and if you would just get back with me, I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, council member announcements. I have one housekeeping matter. I just wanted to go ahead and give everybody a heads up. December is the meeting at which time we'll vote on next year's calendar of our meeting times. And I know that several people have expressed an interest in moving it to an evening meeting.
Yeah,
If we did that, then it would need to be on a Monday, the second Monday. We're not discussing that today. We're not voting on anything today. I just want to give you a heads up. I know several people have said, Mr. Price in particular, Dr. Brand, there's several people who have said that they would be interested in us considering that. So I just want to give you a heads up that I'm going to have that for us for next month. I don't want us to spend an hour talking about it at the meeting. I want us to kind of come in already having that in our heads. So,
Yeah, that was one of the things, some people in my district, the constituents wanted to know, could we actually move the meeting to a later
we'll discuss
time in
it
the
next
day?
month. Yeah, just housekeeping today.
Housekeeping, right, thank you.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All right, there's a motion by Dr. Brand, there's a second by Mr. Kirkley. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Thank you for coming.